Hello everyone, it's Dovei. I know it's been an obscenely long amount of time since anybody has heard anything from me. Um, I'm sorry about that. This is just kind of a quick little TLDR talkie video followed by an extremely long ranty talkie video all in one about a lot of things. So let's start with the whole, catching up with people over why I haven't done anything since about late April maybe. I think Alright, yeah, about mid-April, mid to late April, I kind of vanished, and, stuff happened. The short of it is, I no longer live where I used to live, and, where I kind of moved to has really shitty internet, so I can't really do the things I used to do, which is sad. But my situation is, despite that, my situation is actually a lot better than it used to be. Other than the whole, I miss the internet, and one other really important thing. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I have a job, which also cuts into time, which is also why I haven't, been able to record this in about 2 months. Because, I'll get to that in a minute. The important thing is, I'm not here right now. My answering machine's full. And I closed my drapes, so whoever was holding that party across the street, I'm sorry guys, you can't see me anymore. Um, no, but point is, I'm not here, and I don't know how long it's going to be until I'm fully back. It could be a good little while, um, before I'm actually truly back. And while that sucks, it's just something I gotta deal with, and hopefully you guys deal with okay-ish. Um, it's just, the lack of very solid, decent internet is just kind of a big giant handicap on, running an internet personality. But other than that, I'm actually doing pretty well. I'm not saying where I work because it's that just breaks number 3 of the 7 deadly YouTube sins. You know, talking about your work, talking about relationships, all that stuff that's a big no-no on YouTube is just kind of cursed and always backfires and never ends well, blah, 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 blah. So, I have a job. I have a not ideal, but definitely far from bad living situation, and I won't be back for a pretty decently long time. Even when I'm back, I can't guarantee anything on Oracles. That is pretty much just not infinite. It's just indefinitely hiatus. I will finish it. I just can't guarantee if I'll finish it anytime soon, but I will finish it. Other than that, I'm still open to ideas and suggestions of things. As soon as I'm back, it'll be full swing. As soon as I get to a decent, situation where I can do stuff regularly, whether I'm living and where I'm living now or not, it doesn't matter. If I can just get to that ideal, I'm just gonna hit the ground running like I usually do. Full-fledged video stuff, full-fledged streaming stuff, just a whole bunch of stuff, and it's gonna be amazing. And there's gonna be cake and confetti and blood and fire. Okay, where was I going with that? Okay, I guess good segue enough into the long bit, so people don't want to just hear me rambling. This is a good time to close the video. Go do something else. No, really, I'll wait. All right, cool. So the 3 people that still care. Okay, cool. Anyway, the thing is about this situation, while it is far from ideal, and while I'm not here anytime soon, I'm actually happier and less stressed than I have been in years. Like, with, God, this is, where do I begin? I was incredibly stressed, and I think it began to show through towards the end of FF6 and towards the end of when I stopped doing oracles. I became pretty easily stressed, and the situation I was in, it wasn't bad. It just was very stressful living, with living in that place. I guess it just began to take a toll on top of a lot of other things going on top of this, that, and the other, and a bunch of other things. And then the shit hit the fan pretty hard, and then I don't live there anymore, and now I live here. And that's pretty vague, but I also don't want to be a big gigantic drama queen to say where I'm actually living. because, like I said, it's far from ideal, but it's also very far from bad. Like, aside from the internet and the one other thing I miss that I'm not going into because I would give away everything, but I'm not living in a homeless shelter or anything, so don't, it's nowhere. Whatever you're thinking, it's not as bad as what you're thinking. It's just not ideal, and I just don't have internet. And aside from that, things are okay. The job is a job. It's a decent job. It's a nice job. It's a fun job. It's a paying decent enough money so I can just kind of play around and do stuff kind of fun. The kind of money I can kind of do better things and different things around here kind of fun. Actually, I don't really have that much any negative to say about my job, that, I'd want to say on YouTube, but no, honestly, it's mostly positive. Where I live is mostly positive. Because, for the first time in 4 years, I think? 3-4 years. For the first time, I actually can sit and clear my head. And I can actually, relax. Despite the fact that I'm now dealing with a very stressful job and an unideal living situation, I'm actually able to clear my head. Which, it's unbelievably nice to be able to do that after so long. So that, once again, when I am back, hopefully, I can't, say anything, but hopefully once I'm, completely, totally back, my video should be a lot better because I won't be so stressed and so impatient and trying to rush through games and stuff. I had a lot of fun doing the few streams I did right before things happened. I have some things on Twitch, which I may or may not link here, but I will link some things eventually. I'll have Twitch be more prominent. But I have a few things on there that I'm still going to upload here. And I only upload highlights more or less. Demon's Crest is going to be an exception, but for the most part I upload highlights, and then you can go watch the rest on Twitch. But, it's just things. It's more fun to do that, than I thought it would be, and in general. Because doing videos the way I do them, I do a lot of editing, and it's by myself, and I've always worked better in a group dynamic. Versus streaming is a lot more casual and relaxed, and complete and total fuck it attitude towards everything. I'm just playing games, and some people just happen to be watching. Cool. Yeah, other than, there's just... My mental state is a lot better than it used to be. And I'm more relaxed. I'm more at ease. I just wish I had a medium of, good, stable internet to be able to do things on YouTube again. Twitch is going to be until I move. YouTube, I can probably cheat around like I obviously found a way to cheat if you're hearing this. But, trying to cheat and do full-fledged YouTube stuff is tricky. Obviously, if I do come back anytime soon, it is not going to be every day like I used to. Like, maybe once a week, and even then, I can't promise anything. It's just until I find something to actually stabilize, like a friend's house or whatever, me and YouTube aren't going to be the best of friends. And that's, it happens. I am very, very much open to suggestions of things to play. Because I have some ideas in my head, but, I want to know what you guys want to see, blah, blah, blah. I have some things I'm going to do. Chrono Cross is going to be a thing, eventually. I'm going to plan that a lot better this time. Like, I want to do that next, but at the same time I don't, because if FF6 took me almost 60 parts, Chrono Cross is going to be a very, very, very long series. And the idea in my head, which means it is totally not how it's going to work out, is from now on I'm just going to do one big gigantic game and a bunch of really small games alongside it, so that there's always something different. Like, I have my main attraction, but, now other little shows when people get bored of really slow parts of video games. And, I'm going to plan it a lot better, and I'm not going to corner myself. I'm going to try and start recording whole series at once before I upload, which, again, totally foolproof plan, never going to fail ever. And smaller things be the casual, like I have been, record little bits at a time, upload little bits at a time, whatever. Again, not a 1-to-1 ratio, but it is what it is. And when I say Chrono Cross next, I mean the first thing I do when I actually move and get stable internet again. Until then, it's just going to be very sporadic things. Maybe one-shots, flash games, small games, whatever. I can try and do some of those. There's just no guarantee of, when, how often, whatever. So when you see stuff going up here, it's more the exception than the rule. When I'm back, you'll know it, because I already have a full-fledged plan to kick off my whole being backness. And when I'm done recording this, I'm going to run it by Rar even. Because he's really good about keeping secrets. That's the other thing that, the other really big thing I miss about not having internet is being able to just talk with, people. Not having an internet connection kind of ruins the whole having an internet persona life thing going on. There's a lot of people I miss, RAR, obviously, RAR in the RAR cult and the, RAR club and the RAR society and, the I want to be the RAR, anonymous focus group and the, help center. All that whole thing. I miss everybody. I miss everybody a lot. I miss going to streams. I miss going to streams that have nothing to do with anything I'm a part of. I miss doing streams. I miss being a mod Nazi in RAR streams. There's a lot. And, it's just a thing. I can deal with it. I just don't want to. But, I can try every now and then when the stars are aligned and the internet is decent, kind of, maybe, sort of, not really. And, stuff. I can, like I said, I'm always open to suggestions. I'm always open to ideas, whatever. But the point I was going off of eventually is that when I'm back, it's going to be completely 100% obvious that I'm actually back. And it's just this plan that I just kind of came up with when I tried to record this, half hour ago. But this time I'm not saying it on video, so bleh. Okay. So when you see stuff going up, that's just not the indicator. It's just small things I'm trying to do to try and try. And probably try again, but, no promises. Again, ideas, suggestions, anything's always welcome. Not going to get anything? Probably not, but, whatever. It's the idea's always there. Aside from that little bit, I've actually tried to record this over the last 2 months. I tried to record it, as soon as the situation got settled, and I moved here. As soon as I did that, I tried to do one of these talkie videos, and it just, it was bad. I was looking back on it, because, I finished recording it. I was going to upload it. I don't remember if I edited it or not, but I remember listening to it, a couple days ago, and, going, okay, let me just see how much of this I can, how much of this is usable, how much of this has changed, how much I need to re-talk over, and then the whole thing was bad. And that is not something I wanted to upload. It's, something I also did when I was fresh off the stress and didn't want to convey all this time later. Because that video that I did is not me. Nobody's going to know what I'm talking about, so I may as well clear it up. Basically, it was explaining all of my drama in gigantic detail. And it was all drama. It would have started a lot of shit, probably. It might not have, but it's just not who I am. I'm not the type of person to go around name dropping. I'm not the type of person to go around explaining things in detail in real life that have nothing to do with YouTube. Stuff's been happening, but I'm not the type of person to go into gigantic, spiels. I ramble. It's 15 minutes at least at this point. But I'm not going to go into detail or elaborate on anything that's happened. If other people want to open that can of worms and involve me, then I'll, respond privately, but I'm not the type of person to air my dirty laundry in public because, like I said, I got new drapes. It's just, a lot of things happen, but that's life. And I'm sure the 129, 130 people or whatever, more or less, each and every one of them has some kind of issues too. And, so we're all people. Shit happens, just get on with it, it's, there's just a lot going on that I'm not here around to, like, talk about and be a part of and do and stuff. And, it's just something I miss. But it's just going to be even better once I'm actually back. Because when I am, it's going to be... I'm just going to tear all the walls down and, break roofs. Not raise them. They're just going to cave in on us. But we're all going to be okay because, because shenanigans. And when the roof caves in and all the walls are down, we're just going to take all these we're just going to take all this rubble, and we're going to build a castle. It's going to be really small and really shitty, and it's going to, probably fall in on itself again. But we'll just keep building this little tiny castle till it stands. Then we're going to kick it over. Okay, and once we kicked it over, we're going to dance on the rubble's rubble. And then we're just going to take all that sand and just keep dancing on it until it's, like, really fine powder. Then we're going to take the powder and mix it with water, and we're going to make bread. We're going to make bread out of this house that I'm tearing down, alright? We're going to make the worst drywall bread you've ever had. And when you eat this bread, you're probably going to keel over and die, but the last thought's going to be that I'm glad I went left.